So I got into a debate today with somebody over All Lives Matter versus Black Lives Matter. I've spoken on this before, but I'm going to go ahead and break this down a little bit further. First, I want to say two things, though. Number one, sad enough in this country, it seems that people lack the intellectual maturity to listen to other people's opinions because they're more convinced and more worried about trying to convince somebody else that their opinion is the only opinion, that their opinion is correct, that they do not have the ability to sit back objectively and consider other people's opinion. Now, me, I might not like your opinion, I might not agree with your opinion, but I would respect your opinion and I fight to the death for your right to have it. I guess that's just the intellectual maturity that I have. Number two, me personally, I believe in one race, the human race. I don't look at people and say, okay, you're black, you're white, you're Asian, Latino, Native American, Muslim, so on and so forth. I look at people as people. I believe in the Homo sapien race, the human race. But I'm also not going to be ignorant and closed-minded enough to sit here and negate the fact that there are people that view things differently. That's their right. They are entitled to their own opinion, and I'm not the one to judge. So moving on to the issue. Of course, all lives matter. In my mind, I didn't understand the movement at first myself because I'm thinking, okay, well, all lives matter. We have to sit here and stop saying, okay, black and white and things like that and seeing things in color. But then I actually had conversations with people and I started looking into it and saying, okay, I understand what they're talking about. We're not saying that all lives don't matter. Of course, white lives matter. Of course, Asian lives matter. Of course, Latino lives matter and Muslim lives matter. That's not the point. What they're saying is with the social injustices that have existed within this country, black lives matter too. Okay, that's what is trying to be said here. Black lives matter as well. Okay, especially with the things that are going on against minorities in today's time. And if you don't believe me, look at a Trump rally. It's front and center on dang near every single media outlet that is out there on how minorities, particularly African Americans, are being treated unfairly and unequally, and they're being profiled to a certain degree. So I gave this person this analogy, and I said, look, saying that all lives matter is like showing up to a 5K breast cancer run, holding up a sign and screaming, cure all diseases. Of course we want to cure all diseases. We want to cure the Alzheimer's. We want to cure the AIDS. But we're not at a cure all diseases race. We're at a breast cancer 5K run. We're talking about breast cancer right now. We're talking about black lives right now because the things that are going on within this country, black lives are not being treated equally. I see it all the time in my neighborhood, in my classroom. I see it front and center right there in front of me. And I don't understand how people can sit here and say about me that I'm trying to race bait and I'm trying to divide us when it actually couldn't be further from the truth. I believe in order to fix the problem, you have to address it. You have to acknowledge that the problem exists first and then move forward. You can't sit here and say that black lives have always mattered because the reality is, and historically, black lives weren't even considered black lives because they were considered property. They were considered things no different than a horse or a cow or a piece of furniture or anything else other than that. You can't sit here and deny that a problem exists. So in the conversation, even though I wasn't trying to convince the person, they understood what the movement was trying to say. And like I told them, I was like, you know what? I understand because my heart is telling me, of course, all lives matter. Of course they do. But what we have to point out is the fact that black lives have not been treated equally. They have not been treated fairly. The way that the system is set up is not, within education, within the criminal justice system, it is not set up equally. And people who tend to deny that are the people who existed under white privilege just like me for the longest time because I didn't want to believe that things like that actually existed. But when I look around the world, of course they do. I can't deny what's sitting right there in front of me. So the person was like, you know what, now I can understand. Yeah. Oh, you opened your eyes just like I did. And like I said, even though I wasn't trying to convince the person, at least they had that ability to sit back and learn and grow and say, okay, I might not agree with the movement, but at least I can understand where they're coming from now, right? It's crazy that this country has gone this way, but the racial tensions in this country will continue to increase so long as people try to deny it. I am not about dividing. I'm all about uniting. But in my opinion, in order to do that, we have to unite as a people. As I said before, blacks, white, Latino, Asians, Muslims, all of us. We have to unite as a people in order to solve the problem. I want to work with the people that want to fix the problem. That's what I want to work with. That's who I want to work with. That's what I want to work towards. That's what I teach in my classroom. One love for everybody. One respect for everybody. Black lives matter too. Okay? Teach your life.